All right, so I'm starting this up again. I've added some notes. Um, a couple of them being that currently the sprite is kind of boring and static. It just, I mean, when you're not moving, the fish just kind of sits there, and I kind of want the world to feel a little bit more alive. So, I think adding some Perlin noise to things that have a wave affected class on it um, could be controlled by this wave pool using Perlin and just kind of push them up and down a little bit and to the left and right slightly. And then the other thing is, I think the environment, like plants and things, should interact with the fish a little bit so that maybe at first sight it's like intimidating. You feel like you see a plant that's sitting there kind of wiggling, and then, the fish goes by and the plant kind of reaches to grab it, but it doesn't actually hurt you. It just maybe kind of slows the fish and almost kind of hugs it. I feel like that would be cool. If I'm using the controller, I could add a little bit of rumble. That could be cool too. Um, but just to make it another thing to make it feel a little bit alive and fun to explore. And then the other thing is, I think that in order to like currently the game, it might look a little bit different to you. I did add like this background so that now I can see exactly what is a screen um, for level blocking, but currently it doesn't really fit the theme, which is bloom, and unless it's like super obvious, a lot of times in jams you get scored poorly for not being super obvious that it's part of the, including naming your game basically bloom, which is, I hate that so much. I like a little bit of thought put into it, but currently the game doesn't look like it matches bloom, and I think I want to go the growth route where the fish eating the food gives it grows. The fish eats and becomes more of an adult fish, and more of an adult fish means it moves a little bit faster and it can dash a little harder. Um, so maybe things that you can't reach, or fish that you might not be able to free, you can free after eating enough. Eventually, you can come back and and help them. Um, so um, yeah, as the fish start small, and then it moves a little bit slower. You have to click a little bit more to get across the screen at first. Um, the collider's smaller, the fish sprite's smaller, and a slightly different looking sprite. And then, yeah, more clicks to the destination, and ability to destroy some objects is unavailable. So I feel like that will make the gameplay a little bit more interesting. I'm worried to jump into the interactive plants thing. I feel like that's something we don't absolutely need, and I'm afraid to get lost in the art weeds a little bit without having the game feeling more thought out. So I guess I will start with, well, I might have to just to get this. You know what? I'm going to make the fish sprite for now just shrink. And I don't like that, but that's a good temporary solution. Um, and let's say the fish has, this is a jam. Like, how much time people are going to have? If, let's say the first minute, the first 2 minutes, you're small, small. Then the next um, 4 minutes, you're like medium. Then the next 8 minutes, you are large. And then after like, I don't know, 15? No, that feels long. 12. Then you're, this is all just a guess. I'm just trying to figure out how many sizes I should have. Um, extra large. Okay. So currently, let's jump into my script. I can't remember where my fish food. I pick up fish. Yep. I add food to the player controller. Okay. So currently, I guess this is going to handle setting the size too. So I'll say public void update size. And then we'll say if. How big should I do this? Let's just play around with the fish real quick. Where you at, fish? Okay. What's this like? Let's just say it's 0.5, 0.5. 0.25, 0.25. That's so small. 0.3, 0.3. Sure, 0.4. 0.4, 0.4. Okay. Fish small equals fish scale small. I'm doing the Godot naming snake case, but reads better. Scale small is going to be what? 0.4. This is actually going to be a constant. Oh, wait. Then we're going to do constant float. Let's just copy these a few times. Four. We're going 4 sizes, so we're going to go medium, large, XL. So we're going to do what? 4. Just need this to be like visibly different. 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Okay. This is probably all going to get deleted later. But I don't want to do all the art just to undo it later. So that's all right. So we can go like 0.65, 0.65. Nice. 0.65. What do we got? And then probably just 1. Sure. Yeah, then it'll be 1. Cool. How do I want to do this? I should have thresholds like serialized field int. We'll say small threshold equals what? 0, actually. I don't need to do small threshold. I need to do medium threshold because it's always just going to default. Medium is going to be 4. Serialized field int. Oh, this is the minutes. Okay. Let's just say medium. Yeah, that's fine. Large threshold. Let's double that. And then X large threshold is going to equal 16. I'm definitely going to end up changing this later, but we'll do this. Okay. I should probably make this an enum. No, actually, I can just set a number here, so I can say, um, I can get the size. Public int get size. Okay. So then I'll say if food eaten is greater than x large threshold, return, it'll be 0, 1, 2, 3. Return 3. Else if food eaten is greater than large threshold, return 2. If food eaten is greater than medium threshold, return 1. Return 0. Okay. So at the start I can say int current size equals get size. Okay. Get size. Get size. And then I can say int new size equals get size. And if current size is not equal to new size, then we're gonna update it. We're gonna do probably an IEnumerator. So we can kind of do like a scale routine. Float new scale. Okay, we'll say, my gosh. Float scale routine length. Routine length. And then we also need to do an animation curve. Scale routine curve. This way we can kind of make it bounce like kind of thing. So I'm gonna say float time. Dude, I'm the king. The king of misspelling float. Equals 0. Dude. And then we'll say while, yeah, you know the deal. Yield return null. Okay. The current scale, we're gonna say float scale start scale equals SPR transform dot local scale dot x. Okay, and then here we're gonna say var curved scale equals curve scale, no. Scale routine curve dot evaluate time elapsed divided by scale routine length. Yes. Yeah. And then I need a time elapsed. This equals time dot delta time. Scale. Cool. That's the new scale. And then we can say spr dot transform dot local scale equals new vector 3 curved scale. Curved scale. This is always going to be 1, honestly, so I'm not going to mess with that. Curved scale, curved scale. Actually, this is going to give us, right, this is going to give us the actual number. Yep, curved scale. And then we'll say vector 3. Vector 2, new scale, equals vector, no, mathf dot lerp start scale, new scale, and that number is going to be curved scale. This is a 2. Wait. Why is that? Oh, right. Float, new scale. Dude. Just embarrassing at this point. Oh, I already named something. Scale. Cool, and then this is going to be scale. Yep, and then here we'll say new scale, new scale. I don't think there's going to be a possibility of interrupting this scale, but just in case, just in case, I'll do coroutine scaling, current scale routine. We'll say if current scale routine is not equal to null, then stop coroutine current scale routine. Yay. Okay, and then we'll start this. Start coroutine. Yep. New size. And we're gonna store it to current. Yep. That should do it. Okay. Yes, let's make sure now that I actually have the animation curve on there. Probably about a second. Always use the sound effect as a way to like time the length. It should be like pretty instant, like getting pretty close. Something like that. It should be like two kind of valleys, I think. Something like that. Watch this look really stupid. But only one way to find out. Actually, let's... yeah, we'll try that. Okay, let's go back to my code, make sure I set that up correctly. Scale routine. So I'm gonna add food. I'm gonna check its current size. If it's different, current size I should say like -1. No, -1. Uh, do I want to do that? I could just say add food. I could just say add food on the start, and that way it instantly. That's kind of lame, but add food, and that way it like, because we're not gonna like have saves. I don't think. We're gonna add food. It's gonna add 1. It's gonna check and see what its size is, and instantly scale it when we press start. The current size is not equal to the new size. Stop the coroutine if it's running, then start this one. Scale routine, time elapsed. That's the current scale. That should work. Let's test it. Come on, shrink my fish down. No, what's going on? Do I have any errors? What's going on here? That should have shrunk. Why didn't that do anything? Moment of truth. What did I ruin? Okay. The current size. Oh, because I'm not. Zero. That's the problem. Okay. I need to start. Because I'm doing this get size thing. I need to just set this immediately, like. I don't have update size. Oh boy. I don't have update size at all. Look at that. So if it's not the same, I don't think I need it actually. No, I could, yeah, I could just do this actually. Then I can say update size. And then an update size will say right, it's new size. Float. And then on start, I can change this. There. So now I have add food. These are whatever. I should probably move these. Okay, well, for now, I just need to call update size from the start loop. Update size, and then we'll say small. There we go. That should instantly do it. Let's jump out of here and let's press play. Yay! Okay, so that's cool. I should just do point 0.4, and that would actually solve it, like, immediately. I don't know why I didn't just do that. Okay, so let's do that. And let's make this something's kind of whatever. Let's just try this and see how it feels. Clearly the collider is way too small right now, but what? Oh, wait. Wait. What happened? What did I get backwards? Get size. If the food's eaten is greater than the threshold. There's no chance. If I return, okay. Get the size. So when I get the size, the new scale. Oh my gosh, I'm so dumb. When I get the size, I should return the actual scale. Okay. Fish scale. Large. And this is gonna be a float now. Look at that. Fish scale. Large. Fish scale. Medium. Fish scale. Small. Okay. And then where's that error? Far. Let's say current scale. New scale. If the current scale is not equal to it, then update the size with the new scale. Right. And that's why I went to 1, because I don't know what I was thinking. Okay. Play. Yes, fishes. Okay. With the sound effect, I feel like someone's gonna achieve that pretty quickly and realize that they're growing. Maybe they don't know why exactly they would need to grow. That is satisfying. It's too soon, but that's the idea. Okay. So now that I have... Okay. Yeah. I'm still gonna... This is gonna change later, but I think right now it's a good time to change this is probably gonna need to be toggled. This is gonna be the... Oh man, do I like that? Oh boy. How do I want to deal with that? I could scale. I could just remember the capsule, all of its settings. I could just do that. I could just remember these settings. So offset and the size. So for each one, I'm gonna need an offset and a size. Okay. Yeah, that's probably... I don't want to have all these different colliders. I'd rather just have one and then like change its collider size. Okay. And then I could also add that scaling of the collider to the coroutine so that it's also kind of smoothly scaling that. That's probably what I should do. Okay. Let's label these. Size, scale, scaling. Then we'll say serialized field, float. No, not a float. These are all vector 2s, I believe. Yeah, offset and size, so vector 2. Off. We'll say small. Collider size small, and collider offset small. Okay. And then I'm going to do that 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's do the same. Medium. Okay. Ugh. So currently, the largest size wow, that is ugly. But let me copy these. Copy. Pretty sure I can do that. Paste. Okay. And right now it's 0.4. This is the small, so then let's scale this to fit that. And something like that. Okay. Copy. Offset. This sucks because if I change any of these scaling things, which is all temporary, then it's gonna screw all these up. But okay, let's jump in here. The next one's 0.5, so let's get that size. This is so tedious. Welcome to game development. Yep, let's check out that collider. Let's make it. There we go. That's not great actually. That's okay. Let's move that down a little bit. Okay. Let's copy that into our second slot. Okay, and then what's the next size? It's like 0.65. Okay, let's check that collider again. Yeah. That's fine. Copy. Paste. Well, that was fun. That's like my favorite part of game development. These like super not boring tasks of just copying information. That feels good. Let me set the fish to 0.4. It should automatically. I should have I should do this. Update size bool instant. And then we can do, actually, yeah, I should cancel that anyway. And then I should say if not instant, else, let's do this. We'll say, let's steal that chunk out of there. Otherwise, the new scale is going to be new size, new size. Yep, that's going to be instant. False. But at the top, it's going to be instant. This comes back. True. We are going to instantly do it. Okay, so now that I have the size, I need to change. I need to output the correct vector 2s. So I'm going to get the size, and then I'm going to say out vector 2. Collider size, out vector 2. Collider offset. Then we'll say XL size. Collider size. Yeah. Collider size equals. And then collider offset equals collider size. Yep. Cool. You know, it's nice and elegant, and now it's not, but I need to get this information somehow. This is going to be large. Did I do that? Medium. Okay, and the last one. Actually, I can just do this here. Small. Okay. Get the size. Cool. I'm gonna say current. Current. Current scale. Current collider size equals. I don't know. Out current collider size. Can I not really? I have to do it. Okay. Vector 2, current collider offset. Current collider offset. Cool. This is ugly. But not super important to make look pretty as long as it's readable, I guess. It's not like gonna slow down the code. Current, and then we'll say new. New. No. What? What am I doing here? This is gonna be new scale. New scale. Come on, man. Get it together. New scale. Cool. And then when we do update the size, we're gonna pass in that. Update size. Vector 2 collider size. Vector 2 collider offset. If it's instant, where's that error? Got it. New collider size, new collider offset. And then up here, we are just going to pass in collider size small, collider size offset small. Cool. Here we go. So, transform dot get component collider 2D. I should probably or collider equals. Then I could say collider dot size scale size. Dude, what? Is it not? I see. I need to do capsule probably. Capsule. Letter 2D. Size equals collider size and collider dot offset equals, oh, I just realized that might be funky when you flip it. Great. Okay, I have to figure that out. It's probably because I did the, yeah, I know exactly what it is. It's because I moved that fish sprite and it's not scaling from the center. That's why those X variables are different. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix that. Let's do this again in this scale routine. Float. Collider size. Float. Collider offset. Now that I'm thinking about it, this is probably going to be going away later. But now why? Oh, because doi. Okay. That's going to do that, but I'm going to have to multiply it. Okay. Var start size equals spr.transform.local. Oh, nope. We're going to do collider.size var start offset equals collider.offset. Okay. This is the obvious ending here. Let's move that down. But in the meantime, we have this curved scale. And we're going to scale collider.size equals vector2.lerp start size collider size curved scale collider.offset equals vector2 lerp, start, offset, collider, offset, curve to scale. That should do it. Do I still have an error? Yes. Why? Because I'm not passing in those. Collider size, collider offset. There we go. That was really fun. Super, super duper really fun. So this scales not centered. The center of this is here. And my solve before was to, was it not? Oh. Oh, and I still I need to move that. Boy. Man, this is like is the smartest thing to duplicate all these and actually move them into position. The mouth. If I flip this, yeah, I don't know. I could say small mouth, large mouth. That really sucks. I can make a class with all this information for each size, like its offsets, collider information. I feel like it's not really, I'm just going to end up deleting half of it later. So now I think the best thing to do would be to do like a separate small I don't like that at all. So much extra code. Where's that? Where's this mouth fish food? Dude, I have to set its mouth size. I really don't like this. I could say, ugh, I could say like I could store all this information, like where it should go. Man, okay. I mean, then it would like I could, yeah, I could lerp that too. Ugh, it doesn't feel good when you have all this like. It's not duplicate code, but it just feels. It's kind of like the same thing here. This will be like collider size, mouth size small, mouth, uh, position small, mouth, 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 position, mouth, position, mouth, position. Okay. Same thing here. I feel like I could just load these in. I could definitely just load all this information into an array and then just pass it around the index and then be able to pull. But it is what it is. For right now. So I think it's like point 0.4. The right mouth is no, but that's copy. That's for the large size. Mouth position, large. Wait, what? Oh, come on. Okay. Then the mouth size is... Wait. Dude, did I just copy? Oh my gosh. This sucks. And its scale is 0.5 point. I'm just gonna have to have this. It's not cool. Right mouth. I gotta keep jumping back and forth. Okay. Feel free to skip ahead a little bit if you're watching this video because this is tedious. Let's change the size of this to 0.5. Let's move this to like here. Let's do that. Yeah, something like that. That feels good. Mouth size small. Position. And okay. Oh, nope. There. Okay, let's slide this by the way before I forget. Okay. We gotta do medium. Medium's what, like 0.65? 0.65, 0.65. Right mouth. Okay. I mean, it can pretty much just be like almost the same. I really should have flipped those around. Let's do this. This is confusing me. Oh, of course I can't. Cool. Position medium. And now size mouth. Apply. Okay, now I get to do large. And large is... Did I do the wrong size? 0.5. Dude, what? I'm gonna copy these for now to each other. I will correct later for that one if it's off. Okay. Play. Shrink them down, man. Dunk. Okay. Oh, wait, what? What's going on? Oh, I like flew into a... Now, why did I fly through the wall? Is it because I... Mouth? Oh, right. Right. Okay. Um, I need to move them. So when I get the size, um, we're gonna update the size here. I need to set. Hmm. I need to say right mouth collider. This sucks. Okay. At this point, it's like, do I pass in a whole class? Because this is bananas. Um, like how many? How many? Vector two. Dude, I actually don't want to do this. I think I need to create a class with all this information. This is like getting bananas. So, okay, I'm gonna say public class fish data, and we're gonna say public vector two. We're gonna copy these in. Um, yeah, these are okay. Public float fish scale. Fish. We have a fish scale. Then we have a public float. Um, what's all going in here? We have two. We have a collider size. We have a collider offset. Okay. The next thing we're gonna have is we're gonna have a vector two. And we're gonna have a mouth size and a mouth position. And then instead of doing all that, we're gonna like, yeah, we're gonna pass. Say var fish data equals new. Great. We'll say fish data dot collider size equals that. X. Okay. And then instead, we're gonna say fish data new fish data. Okay, and we'll say return fish data. Because we're going out, actually, that's the problem. Yeah, nope. Undo that. And then here we'll say fish.collider offset. And then we'll say new fish data equals fish data. Yep. But we also need to do fish data dot collider. No. Mouth position, mouth size equals large, mouth size large. Oh, that's extra large. Fish data dot mouth position equals mouth position XL. Cool. So I have to do this all the way down. I can still leave that, but I gotta do these. Lighter size. Yep. It's gonna be large. Yep. Collider size. Offset. Medium. To tidy this up, I would like do it in an inspector and make it a class that's like serialized so that I can just add all these manually, but like I don't want to redo copying all that information. Especially because I'm probably going to be the only person ever touching this. Collider size small. Actually, I just need to do this part. Cool. New video.